chat, both in the VIP chat, commentators, let me know if you guys can all see the same screen.
I can see it, yeah.
Nice. And we are back underway. Spooky in the blue corner, Reaper in the red corner. Commentary team, take it away.
Yeah, especially after that first round. I'm expecting to see a lot more counters from Reaper right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was being very, very smart in the last round. He was picking his punches. That's something I like to see. I saw a very good feint by Reaper. Honestly, this is some really good boxing. He's a very slick fighter. I can definitely tell he has some real-life experience.
No, 100%, dude. The Reaper, aka Don Ellis, man. Like when it first like V1 to V3 was a dominant like power punching force, and the way he punches, the way he fights. I've seen a lot of people fight like that. Just out in the streets, you know what I'm saying, when they're just throwing hands. But he's very conscious of when you're trying to punch. And then he's going to slip and try to get in on the inside. And once he does, that's where he does his best work, right? So you're going to see him like try to tank a lot of stuff. And the interesting part is V5 allows him to do that even more, right? As he learns more of the system, he can actually come in strong defense, walk his way in, because since he has his hands up, right, he'll have more of that defensive posture, if it does work, air quotes, right? And then he can force his opponent to try to unload, slip in, get the counter hit, and work the body.
Yeah. That's a very, very interesting system.
I'm starting to get my head wrapped around it, right? If it works in the way they want it to, anything that allows for more varied styles to succeed, I'm here for.
100%. I love this kind of style. It reminds me of Floyd Mayweather a ton.
A ton, bro.
He's keeping his hands up. He's keeping it dynamic, right? His guard. He's switching from Philly shell to high guard, just like Floyd.
And what's crazy is like, notice the distance in which he switches the guards up, right? He does let the guard like drop just a little bit on the inside, but when he's further out, he's going to shell up. He's going to keep that body protected, right? Because he can't move it a lot, but he's going to, like you said, he should be looking to slip and counter to get back into the space where he needs to be.
Right. One thing I'm noticing too was Reaper was keeping his lead hand low, protecting his body, right? It's going to that Philly shell guard. Could that be because of Spooky's body jabs, right? Because so far he's being very effective with that. He's coming in with those and they're like lunging in. And they're being very successful for him right now because, you know, it's racking up points and those can be very powerful punches.
Good point. Good point. And Spooky has the speed in order to keep that up, right? To get those body jabs in there without getting counter hit yourself. You got to be fast, changing levels, getting 100%. In and getting out.
Reaper's just answering from every shot from Spooky right now. Spooky's landing a good, 2-3 shot combo, and then Reaper's just landing and nailing some clean shots as he's walking.
Very, very clean,
down, so it's going to be interesting.
I love what he's... Yeah, I love the way he's also using his lead hand to probe, and he's like posting onto Spooky right now, and he's really setting up that right hand. It's really, really nice, and it also smothers people's punches when you do stuff like that.
It's a very good point. Something we don't pay attention a lot to is smothering those punches, right? Really, because your hands can be manipulated when they're flying out. We see them get locked up a ton, right? The one thing I do got to point out too is that you guys got to be careful. Spooky, while the Reaper does, like, he looks magnificent, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, this style looks magnificent. Everything looks great. But Spooky's quick hands did get him that 10-9 in the first round, right? And so while those straights don't look like they do a lot of damage, but when you can get them out there with speed and you're counter hitting and getting in, you can rack up a lot of sneaky stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Chat going crazy right now. Mike said, Naki said, I can't tell who's winning. And that's how you know it's a good fight. Mike, that's how you know it's a good fight for sure.
I would say, honestly, I think it's probably pretty close. Very, very close. Maybe perhaps Reaper's in the lead, but, it's hard to say, especially with the latency. I'm trying to keep an eye out for the grunts right now, who's grunting more, but, it's a little hard to.
I would say the best indicator of power is the crowd, and we see the crowd so beautifully here. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was insane. That was insane.
You called that. You called that. Honestly, you were saying that before the round started.
You got to keep your eyes open, man. Like I've seen these two fighters fight a lot, just other folks, and I've had the pleasure of like sparring with Spooky. Oh my God! Another one. Let's see if we can capture that one.
It was a clean overhand right.
Man.
What?
Beautiful. Just beautiful right there from Spooky.
Reaper needs to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
He
needs to get his head back in the game.
Reaper needs to slow down, just take this round, let it sail away. This is the last one, right? Last round, I'm guessing.
Second round.
This is the second round.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're redoing the whole 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Reaper just needs to let this one go. Don't take the risk of getting knocked down.
Yeah. Especially even gassing yourself out. Yeah, because sometimes people like get really, really crazy or hyper in these rounds. Like they think they need to get it back. You know, they gas themselves out, and they still have another round to go by.
Yeah, Spooky is in great form today. He's really, really locking in with V5. And if Spooky, another person who was very frustrated with the V5 when it first came out, didn't understand it. Of course, he was having headset problems. Now he's using his brother's headset. And he said this is the best he's felt. And it's really showing out here tonight, guys.
Reaper's closing that distance. Really trying to get on the inside. Doing a good job at creating angles. And using those hooks to the head. I want to see some more body work from him, Reaper.
Yeah, he's had great opportunities. He's had great opportunities, and we always talk about people going to the body more often in these matches, and it's Spooky being the one who's really tearing up them ribs, man. All you can eat Chili's baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Reaper's got him hurt, but see, Reaper doesn't understand V5 quite yet, so he's letting Spooky recover, and this is the time where he needs to go in and really lay on the damage on Spooky before he has a chance to recover.
There's some very heavy loaded punches. I'm curious how Reaper's gonna go into the next round. That's just me. Usually when I do because I always had trouble with energy conservation. That's probably just my genetics. So usually when I do throw really big punches, I really need to make them count.
Yeah, and winding up those punches has been the Reaper's specialty. It's been the style that he's been most comfortable with in his tenure here with RIngsideVR. And what's
so
great
about Spooky, he's taunting in the corner.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with Spooky. When he gets confident, does he get confident? Just like he gets real confident. But rightfully so. He's in the lead. I would say that. Second round, of course, was his. First round could have been his as well. He did get the 10-9 in the first match that they had. And, that could spell some big trouble for boy Reaper. Reaper, like you guys said earlier, he needs to take a step back and maybe just focus on the moral victory. Just focus on this round, right? If there's any chance, like when you're in this situation, I always say, and this is just me, this is a chance just to have fun and learn from it. Now, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you're not going to get the dub, maybe. But win this round, you never know.
That's valuable advice, honestly. Usually when I'm losing, I always just try to say, just learn from this. Because, what if you're going against this guy again? The best you can do is really just try to study this guy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Reaper looking like Spooky's got into his head a little bit. Not touching hands is one in the
100%. It's good that you're noting that out. That definitely happens, especially if you're behind.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Solid body shot. Holy crap.
Sunburnt neck. Yeah, this is good commentary. We appreciate it, bro. We have a lot of fun up here.
Yeah.
I do tell you what, Spooky has got that Philly shell. It's so good. Especially when you're fighting that stance as well. It's that right hook or left hook's always coming in, so you always have that hand to guard. It's so hard to knock someone down who's got a very good Philly shot skill. So Philly guard shell.
You got it, Tesco.
Yeah, I mean, I used to rock the Philly shell a while ago, but it never really worked for me. My right hand controller, my right controller's tracking lately, it's just gone to pure shit, so I can't really do it properly.
Yeah, I feel that. A lot of my issues with the tracking left as soon as I got a Quest 3. You can keep your hands in front of your face, everything. It's so nice.
Yeah, Quest 3 is where it's at.
Quest 3.
I'm telling everybody right now.
I've got a Quest 2. I've had it for like 3 years, so it's...
I hate the Quest, dude. You stick your hands in front of your face for like a second, your fists are gonna float away.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Yeah. Also, one little thing about the Philly shell, I actually bought a course on that, and I was doing that earlier on in my boxing stuff. It's a really, really interesting system. You know, you really only have to make like small movements to protect vital areas. You don't really have to protect your body. Like if you want to protect your face, all you got to do is move your hand like a little bit to in front of you. It's such a good system, and if you know how to use it, it's scary, very, very scary. You know, there's real champions, but they use this style all the time, right? But the biggest thing is it's reaction based. So if you're going to use the Philly shell, you need to be prepared to react. You know, that's why they call them slick fighters. Slick fighters are usually really fast. You know, they can react fast. They're usually the ones that do that. Also, another thing, with the Philly shell, since your hand is down, it allows you to counter easier. So if my hand is down and it just comes up out of nowhere, most people don't see that coming. So that's why it's so good for countering. It's like a hidden punch, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things here is like I definitely want one of the things in the Discord that people always try to work together and share some of this knowledge. I mean, as you're exploring the shell style contour, would love for like somebody like Reaper to really kind of like take some lessons from that, because he's had some great opportunities in this match, especially with the head movement that he's had and his style. And he just has not been able to capitalize with that. Like translated, here we go, big hits coming in from Reaper.
Here we go.
Reaper's got him hurt.
Yep. Reaper gets this, he can get a draw.
Oh no! Oh goodness, that was a good fight though. That was a really good fight.
Very, very. That was awesome.
I love to see it. Love to see it. Love the respect. Let's go take a look at this. Actually, factually, Spooky won by 1 point, guys.
Wow.
1 point.
He must...
9-10. He had the first round. He had the first round, right? Spooky, of course, comes back with the second round. Of course, we saw those 2 knockdowns. Beautiful second round. Yeah. And then it was very, very close. Anybody's round there at the end. Shout outs to your boy, Spooky. I mean, those 2 knockdowns really were the thing that set it apart, because Don Ellis, I still want to call him Don Ellis, the Reaper did, in fact, win 2 of those rounds on damage. So look at, dang. But the damage disparagement was not, it was just not there. All right, first round definitely going to the Reaper. Second round going to Spooky. Third round going to Reaper, but Spooky coming out with overall more damage, and of course those 2 knockdowns. So, Katai Gaming, what's good? Bro, where you been at, man? Look, man. I gotta lock in with the chat real quick. Where you been at, Katai Gaming? Man... Your boy Ali in the building, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the homies, you know. All right, so I'm logging back into the lobby. Let's go ahead and get our 2 boxers up here, Spooky and Don Ellis. Go ahead and hit return real quick. Yo, all right, Spooky. Gotta talk to you, bro. Gotta talk to you. Okay, so I've heard from you. This has been the best you felt in this game so far, right? You being a person who had a lot of criticisms for V5, right? It just was not jiving very well. You switched up to your brother's headset. Things started working beautifully, bro. I gotta hear about the transformation, because this was one hell of a fight, right? You went up against the Reaper, aka Don Ellis. You guys went to war back and forth. Those 2 knockdowns in the second round were magnifique. How are you feeling about V5 now, and how much more comfortable are you in the new system?
Used to it, because I think everybody had the same fear I did, relearning how to fight and everything with them damn
Appreciate
with
it,
how
chat.
that shit called.
We got him back up here. We got the audio back. We weren't hearing the audio for a second there, Spooky. My bad. Appreciate that,
shit.
Katai. Yeah. So like you were saying, he was saying earlier that he wasn't taunting earlier. So bring it back from that point. You said earlier you weren't taunting.
Yeah. No, I wasn't taunting at all. But yeah, no, he's one of the greats, dude. I mean, holy shit, he was beating my ass in that third round. I gassed out a little bit, but I think I could speak for everybody saying it was different from being on V4 to V3, because V4 you were scared to throw combos, where on this one you could actually, you know, put combos together, have fun with it, and not worry about, you know, if you look away for a millisecond, it counts as spam or some shit. So it just took a little time to relearn it. I've been doing really, really good on ranked. I think I don't remember what my score is right now, but I don't think I have any losses on there right now. So yeah, man, and it's good to have power back. It's good to be able to, you know, relearn some things IRL, get back to doing the proper movement and exercise and shit like that to get back going.
Well, look, I appreciate you coming through, man. Again, the top 16 is just on a little bit of a hiatus, and while I figure some things out, we got up next Excel and Iron Fist Mist. I've sent you guys your codes, so just let me know. But Spooky, man, glad to see you back. Glad to see you having fun and comfortable. And I wish this kind of experience for everybody here today. Honestly, man, I love when you guys are having fun with the game and figuring it out. It makes for some very interesting fights. Let's talk to your boy, the Reaper, aka Don Ellis.
What's up, Soka, bro?
Bruh.
Not feeling today, bro. I'm not feeling today.
Look, even though you weren't feeling it today,
great, dude.
you did. Look, I'm telling you, Contour, let him know. Let him know, bro.
Look,
Look,
you did
I definitely
amazing.
felt like I did do better today.
You're being smart,
third
dude.
round,
yeah,
but I feel like the first and second round, I wasn't really doing as much.
true.
Oh no,
Okay,
that's okay though. You know, like especially if you got knocked down, like I would say that's best in a lot of situations. You know, just not to like let your emotions. You know, just take a deep breath, take your time, and you see what you can do in the third round. I would say you did the best you could do.
yeah. No, we were saying, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like third round was my best round out of all of them, but it is what it is. But for sure, I definitely need my rematch because I feel like that was a good fight. But
Yeah. Spooky.
I'm down
if I
for
can't get my rematch with Spooky, Entertainer gonna have to come out of retirement, bro, because I still ain't get my fight.
He talk about retiring, bro. Look, Entertainer ain't retiring, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Entertainer just missed his sign up today. That's all that was. You know what I'm saying? What get up here at 4:45 next time. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the follow, Chris.
Honestly, kind of funny how everybody was just sitting there until the link gets sent.
Yeah, I literally sit there like my hands are sweating. I'm like,
I'm
my
there.
head down.
I'm
Like
there.
defusing a bomb.
I'm in there before the list is sent, like ready to send it. And as soon as I send it, people start flooding in.
It's crazy.
It's great. It is crazy. But look, Reaper, like we were saying earlier, man, your style, I think, is fit for V5. The more you get used to it, you had a lot of opportunities to go for the body. You create a lot of good movement with your head, and your defense allows you to stay sturdy on your way into when you're doing the most work. There's only a couple of times where when you got the ugly face, you got him stunned, you gotta go for the kill. You know what I'm saying? Because you are unchained at that point. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit to get used to. But bro, let the dog out. Just you know what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this was a good fight, and I would love to see a rematch. Chat, if you guys would love to see a rematch, let me know. But
I'm game for it.
Heck yeah, let's try to do this again next week, bro. I definitely want to see you guys both fight.
Sure.
We're gonna get the next
Good
folks
Reaper.
up here. We got Iron Fist Mist taking on Excel. So we've got Mist up here already. And y'all let me know if the stream is okay.